Hello everyone. So it is Devabrata. So as it is the first chapter of your programming journey, I would request you to go through the link that will tell about my journey in this programming world. So all the links you will be able to get at the details section of this video. Okay, so please go through that once. So about myself, yeah, I am a slow learner and I struggled a lot during my initial days. I started programming in my college days. It was pretty late, but I was really scared of doing programs in my first 2 years in my graduation days. So everyone surrounding me used to tell me many technical terms like JVM, like hacking. They used to talk about them between themselves, about for loops, everything. So I thought that programming is not for me at least. So but somehow it changed. You can visit my blog to view that story. I have written everything there. Okay, so you can go through that. So from myself, if you ask me, I will only tell time is precious, so do not waste the time. Okay, so today we'll be starting our programming journey. I have named it this chapter as starting programming. So for initial few chapters, I would not care about your academic syllabus. I will make you understand why we are doing programming in real world. It is not because of it is in your syllabus. It is not because of that reason. Actually, when I was in school, I used to see many STD booths in my area. So, but no, nowadays everyone recharges their phone, even you as well, using your mobile apps. There are multiple mobile apps like Paytm, Freecharge, lots of that, lots of them actually there. So people book the train tickets, flight tickets, even in online apps. But in my childhood days, I have seen like they are going to rail booking center to book the tickets. But nowadays everything has been changed, especially after this COVID-19. People are using online platform more, sending money through apps, sending means doing everything. Even I cannot remember when I went to my bank last. Previously, actually, previously there was one person in bank I used to see who used to print passbook, bank passbook, but now it is automated. In beside SBI in India, they have invented one app, like one machine like Swayam. So the machine name is Swayam. So automatically the passbook is printed by that machine. So even you can see some e-lobby for the banks. So e-lobbies are basically, it has few machines which can do anything without human intervention. You can also search about IBM Watson. So what is IBM Watson? IBM Watson is a automated service. You can say it has AI. AI means artificial intelligence. It has. So recently I have heard that this machine won a case against a human lawyer in some American court. Okay, you can search that. You can find out the autopilot mode. I think you all know our flights run on the autopilot mode. So actually machine drives the flight uh, at the height of few kilometers in sky. So there is a autopilot mode. Even there is a news going on, means I was hearing, I was checking, in Japan they were testing driverless car. Just think, driverless car in the road. So you might be scared of after thinking, even like a driverless car is going on in Indian roads. So anyway, so even you have an experience, you might have an experience to play online games, even computer chess game. So what happens there? Is there any person behind the scene? I guess no. All of them are programming. So actually machine does not have any brain or intelligence. It is just the programming. Everything is written so well that we make mistakes sometime by considering that machine is playing the game. So it is actually not like that. So I would recommend you to go through these links. Okay, so like IBM Watson on a case, as a lawyer, I have already told you. Apart from that, the second topic is very interesting. Like two chatbots start talking and invented their own language. It is very scary even. So you can search that. Okay, in Google, just type these phrases in Google window, and you will be able to get the details. So world first robot citizen Sophia. So there are many topics like that. If I get time, I will discuss the same in some other day. So you can go through them. So, okay, so before starting the program, I would request you to start with a small app. Okay, we would be creating some app. Okay, so suppose if I ask you, like, what is your height in centimeter? I think we all know our heights in foot. So let me go to the my online browser first. And suppose if anyone asks your height, so suppose your height is 5 feet or 6 feet. So if I ask you what is your height in centimeter, so uh, how do you calculate? So the easiest way is to type in Google foot to centimeter converter, right? So suppose if I give my height is 6 feet, say, so it will give 182 automatically. So I don't think there is anyone behind my computer or computer browser who is calculating this for me. It is all about machine. So I will try to create some apps like this. So we have multiple like this here in Google. We can change temperature. We can change means Celsius to Fahrenheit, or we have many options, Kelvin to Fahrenheit, and many more. Even we can change time, means 1 second means how many minutes. So suppose let me write 100 seconds. So it means 1.66 minutes. Look, right? So if I write 120 seconds, that means 2 minutes. So all the converters are available here. So this would not be in your syllabus, but still, I would like to create an app for you, because Excel is everyone has Excel in their machine, but this Excel programming you would not have ever in your syllabus, I can say. So how can we create a small app, a demo app? After that, I am going to today's topic, the programming language. So how you can create an app in this Excel sheet? So you have to do one thing before. I have already adjusted this developer tab, but by default you will not be able to see this developer tab in your Excel ribbon. So what I need to do, I have to go to file and options. It may vary as per the Excel version in your computer, but it should be somewhere around here, customize ribbon and developer. Okay, so if I uncheck it, it will not be visible in the ribbon. If I check it, it will be visible in the ribbon. Okay, so I have currently a developer tab. I am let me go into the insert button, and I will introduce one command line button like this. Okay, let me do it quickly because this will not be in your syllabus, but don't skip the video. Okay, just learn it, because this is the first thing I am showing you. So after that, we will be jumping into the program. Okay, let me bring some text box, two text box, and third one, where is that? Sorry, text box, yeah, this one. So three text box. Okay, the name of the first text box is text box 1, you can see here. The second text box name is text box 2, you can see here in the name box. Third text box is text box 3. So, and let me change some the visibility of these buttons. Let me go to the properties. Okay, and here I will write, what is the caption name? Caption. Yeah, here is the caption. Let me change it to submit, or just a plus. Give me plus. So it will there will be a plus sign visible on the command button. Okay, I can do many more stuff, like give some shadow, give some colors. Okay, let me go to the property of this text box. I can change the color. You can do it by yourself. It is very interesting. Okay, let me change the color of this box. Okay, I'm not doing much. Okay, so I am done with that part, the designing part. So now what I will do, let me directly double click on this button. Look, Now I am inside this button. So what I will do, I will introduce three variables, and this is Visual Basic coding. Okay, we do not have Visual Basic in our syllabus, and it will not be ever after in your syllabus. So do not need to learn. Just check what I am doing, how these apps are working in our in the in our world, real world actually. So I have introduced three variable A, B, C. So now what I will do, I will take the input from text box one. So from A equals to, A will take the value inside text box one. So don't go for the syntax. I am writing everything because this will not be in your syllabus, but it is pretty interesting if you want to understand what exactly your program is doing. So like this, after that, in text box 3, so what I have done, I have taken the value from text box 1 and put that inside the A variable, and the value from text box 2 and put that inside the variable B. So after that, I have calculated the sum into C, and at last text box 3 dot text equals to C. So I am displaying the value of C into text box 3. Okay, let me do that quickly. Let me close this. So whenever I will be double clicking on this button, I will go inside the code. So what I will do, I will just turn this design mode to off. So whenever design mode is on, you can double click on the button and you can go inside the code. But whenever design mode is off, here is the design mode. If it is off, then you cannot go inside. Okay. So let me give two value like 20 and say 30. And if you click on plus, look, 50 is coming. So that is pretty much interesting. Okay. So that is interesting. So suppose there is a requirement like, okay, let me turn on the design mode. Suppose there is a requirement to change hour, I will give hour, and I will give say minute, and in return I will get second. So what will happen? I do not need the second checkbox then. So what I will do, whatever there inside A, I will calculate. C equals to or D equals to A into 60. And I will display the value of B inside text box 3. Let me close this quickly and let me delete this one because I do not need this anymore. So let me place it, and I can put some color here. Let me put some color to make it more visible to you. Let me choose some other colors like ash color. Okay. Anyway, I can do many stuff, so I'm not doing that. My motive is to show you how the programming are working, programming logics are written. So okay, let me turn off the design mode. So let me click on this. 20 minutes means 1200 seconds. Okay, so 2 minutes and it is 120 seconds. I can change this plus sign because it is not giving me the correct representation what we are doing. I can write like in caption, I can write convert to seconds. I can give a message like this. So look, now turn off the design mode. Let me click it 120. Let me give 5 minutes, convert to seconds. Whenever I will click, it will give me 300 seconds. So you can do many things. We can write so let me do another one quickly. I can calculate the area of rectangle and perimeter. Many things I can do. So let me do it quickly. That will be the last programming in Excel. After that, I will move to the, okay, why I'm bringing this. Okay, let me bring this button. Just a minute. I will create two buttons actually. One for area and another for perimeter. So this button will be for, okay, it will be showing perimeter, and this button, let me change it to area. Okay, correct. So I will introduce one text box here to take two sides of input, and I will introduce another checkbox to print the perimeter. I'm not putting any color inside. So, okay. So what will I do? Let me check the name. The name of this, but name of this text box is text box 2, and name of this new text box is text box 4. Okay. Let me go inside the area. So what I will do, I will take text box. I will take a value from text box, and C will be what is the rule to calculate the area of a rectangle? It is A into B, side 1 into side 2. And for perimeter, it is 2 into A plus B. So it is really a cool stuff. You can create your own app to do all the mathematics. Okay. So let me give the answer D. And text box 3 will show the value of C. And I need to do one thing. I have one extra value now, variable. So I have to, don't go for the code. I am writing it for you. Just just check the logic. A equals to, A is taking the value from first text box. B is taking the value from the second text box. C is calculating A into B. A into B. D is calculating 2 into A plus B. And after that, I am showing those variables. Okay. Let me close this part. Let me turn off the design mode. Okay, now let me give some values, 10 and say 4. I do not know what is the answer. So okay, look, area is 40. Okay, I have introduced another button. I think I do not need to write any more logic. If you want, you can write a logic inside this button as well, and it will open another set of function. So I think I do not need this button. One button is enough. Okay, so everything is clear. So in the similar way, okay, what I want to say, this is a Visual Basic code. So in similar manner, we can create our own logic using our programming language. It might be Python, it might be Java. The logic is same for any language. Okay, so let's now move to our coding part. So to start this video or to start this tutorial, I do not require any prior knowledge. If you know anything, just I will recommend to forget the same. Okay, because I do not need anything from you. I just need the time in your hand. You need to practice all of the exercise I will show you now. So you need to practice all of them in your compiler, okay, in your computer or in your laptop by yourself. Then only you will be able to understand. I may be a bit fast or I may be a bit slower during the tutorial, so it will be good if you can pause the video and do it by yourself. If needed, you can go back and check the video once again and again do it by yourself, okay, in your compiler. Then it will help. And after the tutorial, there is a lesson. Okay, there is an exercise. You can go through that. If you face any doubt, you can come back to me by sending a mail or by commenting in this video. You can ask for the help if you have any query or any doubt. Okay, so let's start the first chapter, the starting programming. Okay. Okay, so let's move to our first programming for today. So we can solve multiple mathematical problem in QBasic as well. So, but okay, first request to you, like whoever watching this video, if you are in the school, you can use programming to solve your school mathematics. Use computer like you are a boss and ask the computer to do all the mathematics for you. But yeah, that request is, please do not tell this to your mathematics teacher that I have suggested the same to use your computer for your mathematical exercise. Okay, so let's see what we can do here, because we have already checked we can do many things in Visual Basic. So now in QBasic, we can solve this, find the sum of two number. Let me quickly go into my QBasic compiler. So find the sum of two numbers. So I can give A equals to first number, okay, A equals to 10 and B equals to 5, and now I can calculate the sum in similar way like Visual Basic, and I can print the sum is C. look, it is giving. Okay, my QBasic is bit slow, so it will take some time to give the output, but it should give the output as 15. Okay, because the value of A is 10 and it is just summing up the value of A and B. Okay, it is taking a longer time. Okay, it is giving. It is font is a bit low, but I think you are able to see the sum is 15. So this if I put this C inside the code, what will happen? It will print the sum is C, because computer has no memory or no intelligence. So it will just think like C is the value I want to get it printed in the screen. So it will print the sum is C. So if you need to print the value inside of a variable, just place the variable outside the code. Okay, so suppose if I write like the sum of 10 and 5 is 15, so what I need to do, the sum of, then semicolon, then give give the value of A, then again semicolon, then write and the sum of 10 and after that again semicolon, the value of B, whatever they are inside, and again semicolon, and after that is, and again semicolon. Okay, so let's have a look what uh, does it print. It will be like the sum of, then the value of A and the value of B, that is 5, and then is, and after that 15. Look, the sum of 10 and 5 is 15. Okay, simple. You can even let me modify a bit. I can even write uh, print A semicolon, then plus, after that plus will be printed as it is, then semicolon B, then semicolon, means everything will be separated out by semicolon. After that equals to and C, means A plus B equals to C. Very simple. So you can use the print statement very easily what you require. So if you get it printed exactly, you have to place this inside quote, and if you need the value, you need to place the variable outside the quote. Look, 10 plus 5 is 15. If I change the value, I do not need to change the print statement. Let me give 20 and 7. Okay, let me run it. Then it will be printed like the value of A, then plus is hard coded. Anyhow, plus will be printed as it is. So look, 20 plus 7 equals to 27. Fine. So what else we can do? What else mathematics? Okay, find the area perimeter of a rectangle. Yeah, we can do. Okay, find the area. What was the last problem? Sorry. Find the area and perimeter of a circle. Okay, let me do that quickly. Okay, I will try to take some meaningful names like radius, anything, any radius 10. Say, anyhow, I'm not going to calculate that because I am weak in mathematics. So radius formula was, area formula was 3.14 into R into R. Okay, sorry, I missed the R. I do not like mathematics much. Okay, but still, yeah. 3.14 into R into R. So I will ask computer to calculate the same. I'm not going to calculate anything. So if you do not like mathematics, or if you are scared of mathematics, you can go with me. Okay. So yeah. So the area is A. Print. I need to print the perimeter as well. So it will be P equals to, what was the formula of perimeter? It is 2 into 3.14 into R, I guess. Yeah. So the print, I will print the perimeter is P. Look, semicolon P. Okay. So let me run the same. It is taking some time. So anyhow, the computer will be calculating the result for me. I do not know the correct answer. It should be 314 and 62.8 perimeter. It might be. It might be. So anyway, so if I change the value, it will still give me. Okay, let me give a tough one to computer. Let me give 57. Okay. Anyhow, I'm not going to calculate. Computer will be doing that for me. So let me give the tough one. So yeah, it is giving the area is something 10,201.86 and perimeter is 357, something like that. I do not know. So you can validate the result using the calculator. So what else we have? The find the perimeter of rectangle, the second one. Okay, so it is very much easy as well. So I can give some meaningful name like side one or S1. Okay, let me give side one even, or you can even give AB kind of thing. So we have already solved this problem using Visual Basic. So here I will give like 10, S1, S2 equals to 20, say side 1 and side 2. And what was the rule of area? I think all of you know the rule to determine the side of area, S1 into S2. And what was the perimeter rule? 2 into S1 plus S2, I guess. Okay, so area is A and P. You can even take some meaningful names like AR area or area. Even you can write perimeter. You can write peri, anything. And variable name here you need to print area and peri because the variables we have calculated is area and peri. Okay, so I will run the same now. So we have already done this problem in Visual Basic, so it is pretty much clear to us. So yeah, 260. Look, it is giving the correct result. So you can do any mathematics, but the condition is same. You cannot tell that I have suggested to do the same. Okay, you can even help your brother and sister using this app, Cool app. Okay, so now let's move to the topic. So today we will be covering 5 topics in starting programming. Then we will be able to solve the exercise then only. Okay, so what are the topics? First topic is how to take input. Yeah, so what is the first problem? Enter two sides of rectangle and print area and perimeter. So many people means some people are already thinking why I am taking a hard-coded value like 10 and 20. In Visual Basic, I was smart, means I was taking the input from user, but why S1 equals to 10, I am taking the hard-coded value. So we have a way in QBasic to take the input from user, that is enter side one, or you can give any value. You can write anything, enter first side or anything you can print, and the value will be taken inside S1. You can write S1 here at the last, so that whatever will be given by user, that will be inserted here into S1. And after that I will ask enter second side, and I will place a semicolon and give S2. So this is the line to take input. Do not think much, that just use them. Just use them. Okay, do not think much. So let me run this. Rest of the program will be same. Just the values will be given by the user. Rest of the logics and everything will be same. So we do not know what will be there inside S1. So let me give the input enter first side. So let me give enter first side. It is asking. Let me give 10. Say the second side it is asking. Let me give 5. So it is look 50 and 30. 10 into 5, 50. 10 plus 5 into 2 is 30. I know you are good at mathematics. You are good. You are better than me at least. So yeah. So look, we are taking the input from user. Okay. So what else we can do here in topic 1? Enter your age and in year and find it in days. Okay. So I do not need to take 2 input, right? Because there will be only one. Let me delete everything else. Let me delete everything else. Yeah. So there will be a prompt like enter your age in years. You can write anything in this part, and I will take the input in y now. Y, and number of days is day equals to, I will take a variable like d, and d will be y into 365. Okay, and print number of days equals to semicolon d. Look, it will work. So I am taking an input from user. Okay, you can give any value. You can give your age like 15. Suppose your age is 15. So let me give 15 here. So it is total number of days is 5475. So your age is 5475 days, not 15 years. Okay. Anyway, I was joking. So even I can print it in some different way. I can write y semicolon. After that, I think you all know that how to print years. After that, years equals to D days, means I have to delete everything. Okay, just give me a minute. D, after that semicolon. It is, you have to be careful. You do not need to be intelligent to print this statement, but you have to be careful. Okay, I think I am good. Y, the value will be printed, the value of Y. Then years equals to will be printed hard coded as it is. After that, D and days. Okay, the value of D and the days. Okay, let me put my age now. It is 31. Okay, I will be scared of. I am old enough. Okay, my age is 11,315 days. Cool stuff, right? So you can take an input and do any kind of mathematics. Okay, so topic two is float value. So what will happen if I take two sides of rectangle in fractional value? Okay, I have to write the program once again. So yeah, let me write it quickly. Sorry, input enter side 1 is, I am taking this inside S1. After that, input side 2, and it would be inside S2. So I will be taking area equals to A equals to S1 into S2, and perimeter equals to 2 into S1 plus S2. Okay, and print area is A and print perimeter is P. Okay, fine enough. So let me run this and let me give the input in some with some fractional values this time. Okay, I will give some 10.2, and for side 2 I will give 5.7. Look, it is giving the correct result. Area has 58.14 and perimeter is 31.8. Suppose if you need the values in integer part, now you do not want it to be printed as 58.14 like that. So what will you do? You can use this variable A, because A is holding the area and P is holding the perimeter. You can use another variable, say X. So X will be int of A, means it will take the value, integer value of A. Or otherwise you can put this S1 into S2 inside int. Then it would be a integer value once again. So int S1 S2, and I will put an int. Okay, I'm not going to put an int here. So let me run the same. The area will be printed in a whole number, but perimeter will be printed in a fractional value because we have not used the int here. So let me give 10.2 once again and 5.7. So look, the area is now printing 58. It is not printing the fractional value. Okay. So you can use the variables like this. Okay. Okay. So what else is there? Enter two numbers and find the division. So in case of division, I will take two separate values. Enter first number. Please say I am going to take it inside X, and enter second number. I am going to take it inside Y, and what is there? They have asked to divide. So D equals to, I can write X by Y. Okay, and I do not need these lines. Let me delete it. So print the division. Division is D. Okay, cool enough. So let me run it. So suppose if I give 9 divided by 2, what will be the answer? It should be 4.5. So let me give it quickly, 9 and 2. It should be 4.5. Okay. But what if you do not want the point value? You can give int here. int x by y. So you will get a whole number. Let me check quickly if it is giving the correct or not. Okay, let me give 9 and 2. It is 4. Yeah, it is giving the correct value. So topic 2 we have covered. We have to reach to topic 5. Today we have to cover 5 topics. The topic 3 is calculate remainder. Okay, good one. Enter two numbers and find the result and remainder. Okay, we have already calculated the result. So what will be the remainder in that case? The simple syntax. You do not need to do anything. Computer will do everything for you. It is just the percentage. Just okay, sorry. It is just the mod. Okay, you have to write a mod. Mod means it will calculate the remainder. Okay, that's all. You do not need to do anything. That's why I like computer, because being a lazy person, I do not want to do tough calculations. I want to do it by the computer itself. So if I give 9 and 2 again, so what should be the remainder? If I press enter, it will be 1. The division is 4. Okay, sorry, I forgot to print the remainder. Okay, so computer will not do anything for you unless you write the line. Okay, it will calculate, but you have to tell computer that okay, print this one, do this one, kind of thing. The remainder is what is the name of the variable? R. Okay, R. Now it will give the correct answer. So whatever you will be written, that thing will be executed by computer. Okay, so let me give 9 and 2. It is giving 4 and 1 successfully. Okay, if I give some other values, let me try with some other values like 33 and 5. So the answer will be 5 into 6. 30 means the result will be 6 and 3 will be remainder. I know you are better than me in case of mathematics. So look, division is 6 and remainder is 3. Cool enough? Okay, so what else is there for topic 3? Enter total number of days and month and days. Okay, so the program is asking for, suppose if I tell you, we will meet again after 100 days. So what do you mean by 100 days? Means 3 months, 10 days, right? After 100 days means 3 months, 10 days. I think you all know it better, at least better than me. I'm not good at mathematics. I'm telling again and again this because that's why I use computer. Because I do not want to do those tough calculations. So enter total number of days. I do not require two inputs. Total number of days, and I will take that inside total. Say the variable name is total. Let me try something different, something meaningful name. So month will be total by 30. Okay, so if you divide 100 by 30, it will be answer will be 3 point something. So you have to take the int value. So if I ask you, give me the 100 day means how many months, how many days, you will be doing the same thing. So we need to teach computer to do the same. I'm not going to do the calculation, but I will teach computer how to calculate the correct month. So it will be total by 30, and I have to put a int to give a 3 as a result. This 100 by 30 is 3 point something. So if I need the whole number, we have already checked, it should be int. So m will be a whole number value. Okay, and remaining days, whatever will be there left, that will I will take mod 30. So whatever will be the remainder, that will come under days. I can print month is m. So if you feel that I am going too fast, so I will prefer to pause the video and go and practice it by yourself. Okay, and if needed, you can go back. Okay, so you can do that. So unless you execute the program in your local machine, you will not able to understand. So let me check by giving 100 days. It is giving month is 3 and day is 10. So let me try with some other values. Let me give 200 days. So 6 months, 20 days. So look, computer has already learned how to solve this program. Okay. So yeah, I think if you are able to understand this logic, I must appreciate you, because yeah, it is very good. You are going good then. And if not, you can revise the video once again. So topic 4, we are almost done. We have to cover topic 5. So power. Power means, as you all know, suppose anyone gives 5 and need the value 5 square. So what we need to do? Am I going to calculate that? No, I'm not going to calculate. So what I will do? I will do enter first number, and let me give it give like x, and after that, sorry, input. You can use a lowercase, but I prefer to use uppercase here. So anyway, enter, that is not important at all. Enter the power. Okay. So power is, say anyone is have given y, x to the power y. So how to calculate that? So answer is, suppose a, I have taken a variable a. So it should be like x caret. So you can find a key like caret in your keyboard above the 6, the key 6 key. You can find key 6, and you can press shift 6, and it will print the caret. Okay, I think you all know how to print this character. So the power is, or the answer is a. So let me print it. Let me execute the same. I will give 5 and 3, or 6 3 means 6 to the power 3. Okay, 6 to the power 3, it is giving 216. Okay, in a second, computer is calculating this in a second. Look how fast he is. So I am giving a tough value, 97 to the power 3. Look, it is giving the value immediately. So why not I will use the computer? Why I should do it by by myself? So it would be good if you use your computer as well. So enter a number and find the square root. You can do the same. I do not require the second line then. Enter a number. Suppose anyone gives 25 and he or she needs the answer as 5. Root of 25 is 5. So enter a number. And how you can calculate square root? You can, square root means something to the power 0.5. I think you are good. You are better than me in case of mathematics. So if you do not know, you can check in Google. So root means, root over square root means 0.5. Square root means 0 to the power 0.5, or x to the power half, kind of that. So simple one. I will not going to do anything. Computer will calculate the same. I will just tell computer x power 0.5. Okay, I am giving a reference to computer, that's all. So let me give 36. So root over 36 or 49. Root over 49 means 7. Look, it is giving the correct one. Okay, so it is very easy if you use computer. Even you can try some difficult values as well. So we are on the last topic. It is swapping values. So how to swap values? Like enter two numbers and swap the values. Is it really tough? What do you think? So let me take two input quickly. Enter first number x. I am taking the input as x, and enter second number. So at last, when I will be printing this a value of x and y, x should show the value of y, and y should have the value of x. So how to do that? So it is not impossible at all. We do this kind of stuff every day in our real life. Suppose we have a champagne glass. My drawing is pathetic. Please adjust. Means, okay, we have a champagne glass, but somehow someone has put tea or coffee into that, a hot tea or hot coffee. I'm trying to improve my drawing as much as I can. And in a cup of coffee, say, in a cup of coffee cup, this is, I think, we have the champagne. Let me draw some bubble. I think it is not becoming pathetic. Anyway, you can try it. Okay, so I need to swap them. So is it really impossible? I need the champagne in the champagne glass and I need the coffee or tea in my cup. So what you need to do? You need to introduce a third glass. You need to introduce a third glass. So what should you do? First, you need to put that put that coffee into that glass, third glass. So we have the coffee, hot coffee in this glass. So these are the streams anyway. Okay. So so now the champagne glass is empty. We do not have coffee inside that. So the second step will be we need to put the champagne back into the champagne glass. So this will be the step 1. This will be the step 2. So the last step, this glass is empty currently. So we have to put the hot coffee into the coffee mug. So that will be the third part, third line. So here we will do the same. So, but before doing that, if you write x equals to 5, so what happens? 5 goes inside x or x goes inside into 5? Means is it x 5 goes inside x or x goes inside 5? So I think it is the below one. 5 goes inside into x. Okay. So let me delete this part of drawing. Okay, let me delete everything. The pathetic drawing. Okay. So what I will do here, I will introduce a third class Z. Z will take the content of the glass X. Z will take the value of X. X is empty. Actually not, but still we can assume X is empty as per the example of glasses, the coffee and champagne. So X will take the value of Y, and now Y is empty, and Y will take the value of the third class Z. So now it will be printing the result correctly. Means the value of X has been shifted to Y, and the value of Y has been shifted to X using the variable Z. So after swapping, the values are, so it is print X equals to X and print Y equals to Y. Here it will be printed X equals to and the value of X, Y equals to the value of Y. Let's check quickly. Run the same. Okay, let's see what happens. 10, the value of X is 10. Please remember the value of Y is 5. Look, after swapping, the values are X equals to 5, Y equals to 10. Fine, very good. Okay, we have there are some mistakes in my printing statement, so otherwise it is good. Okay, so if you remove this thing, I think it will print the same in the separate line. I have given one a semicolon, that's why we will learn the same in some different chapter. So let me give it once again. 10 and 5, it is giving the correct result, 5 and 10. So if you give a semicolon like this, the line would not be changed. If you do not put a semicolon, the line will be changed for the different print statement. So what is happening here? X Z equals to X means Z is taking the value 10, right? Z is taking the value 10, X is taking the value of Y means 5, and Y is at last Y is taking its own value means Z means the value inside Z. So it is like that. Okay. So if you want to keep these numbers beside, so you can write a code like rem. Rem actually basically we use rem to give some caption. The line of rem will not be executed. It is just for some reference. Like if I write rem, this program is written by Devabrata on dot 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 kind of that. So you can use these kind of statements, okay? Or you can even give here, if someone junior to you is watching this program, or is checking this program, you can give a statement for him or her, like the below part, you are guiding him actually. The below part is used for swapping the values, is used for swapping values. So you can give an instruction like this. Okay, so these lines starting with ray would not be executed anyhow. Okay, so that's all, I guess. Okay, let me go to the slides. Yeah, that's all. So what you can do now, we have a Facebook group. You can visit that, and you can even get the written format of this tutorial in written format. You can visit this blog, or all the links are provided in the detail section of this video. And you can go to our Facebook group, and there you will be able to get some exercise. Okay, let me quickly go to my group. Okay, so this is our group. Just a minute. Okay, binary world. So you can visit the group and the photo section. If you go to the photo section, you will get album. In album, you will get a album like QBasic specific exercise. You can visit that QBasic specific exercise, and you can go to the first chapter, that is starting programming. Okay, okay, it is blurred. Yeah, starting programming. Do not need to go to the second chapter, starting if. We will cover the if blocks in my next video, or in the next class. So it is only chapter 1, starting programming. So you can visit this part. Okay, so if you face any difficulties, any doubt, you can just come back to me by sending a mail to my mail ID, or by commenting out in this video comment section. Okay, so best of luck. Okay, and do all the programmings in your machine. Okay, whatever I have shown you, first solve those, then go to the exercise, then it will be helpful. Okay, best of luck, and bye bye.